Hello, everyone. Good morning and happy weekend. How's your weekend going? It's just a chat with me and ALABI once again. And yes, the year is running so fast to an end. And wow, just like yesterday, that we shouted Happy New Year and January to December now. We already counted days to the end of the year. But in all this, I still want to thank God for how far He has helped us all in all our pursuits in life. I know 2024 has been a very great year, honestly, for every one of us. We felt a lot of things from the economy, from different personally, in relationships, as in with our health, and as in diverse ways. But against all odds, we are still standing stronger and better. And I want to thank God for that, for how far He has kept us. And on today's episode of Just a Chat, see, we are starting a series that is going to be a long one indeed. But as time goes on, we are going to be unfolding different areas of this topic. But before I introduce you to this topic, please join me as I welcome MOG.
Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here.
You are glowing,
Thank you for
You've not been here since your mom's
yeah.
birthday. No. Wow. It's a
I
good
thank God
one.
I'm back.
Yeah, we missed you actually.
Yeah, I missed
I
everyone.
know it's been stressful for you trying to just do the running around.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's a prayer that we should all hand Abiwa Jima okay.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yes,
You
but
understand?
it's painful.
It's a
But
painful one
you just have to move on.
to move on. Yeah, she has really done her own and she has surrendered everything, and it's left for we that we are still alive now.
Yeah.
And to make sure that whatsoever we do, whatsoever we live for, we leave good legacy
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah.
And I think she left good legacy by having wonderful and amazing daughter like you and your other siblings.
Yes. We thank God for that.
Yeah, I wish you all the best in everything.
Thank you.
And on my right here, please join me as I welcome our one of our producers. Yes, one of our producers. He said he's going to be on set with us to discuss this topic. And when he said he wanted to come, because most of the time whenever I want to call him, you say, he's not ready. But for him to say he wanted to call, our producer, is a pastor, is a producer, is a multi-talented man, is a speaker. Please welcome Pastor Nixon Onimisi Odewa.
Good morning. Thank you. So great to be here.
You know, like
Thank you.
this one I gave you. It's good to be humble now.
Absolutely. Okay, you can preach. Thank you. Thank you. So good to be here. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely over here. Thank you.
All right, let's go to the real deal why we are here. We are talking about a very fantastic topic that I know that a lot of us, one way or the other, we have gone through this phase of life and we overcame. You understand? And some of us are still in it and trying to learn. And the reason why we are here is also because let's just talk about it and see how we can just navigate through this. And most importantly, to help someone out there that might be really listening to us, watching us right now on how to navigate through this journey. And it's about coping with toxic behavior in our day-to-day activities in our relationship with people, as in managing toxic relationship. Toxic relationship. I believe we've heard a lot of things that this is a toxic person, it's a toxic relationship. Oh, why didn't he leave the relationship? Why didn't he leave it? Oh, this person is doing this. You understand? But we've seen it all around, but people don't really understand that they are in a toxic relationship. And some people that are even toxic, they don't even know that they are toxic. So everybody wants to see that, oh, this person is doing wrong thing. And the person that is saying someone is doing wrong thing too is also, he doesn't know that he or she too is doing something wrong. So everybody is pointing fingers at one another. So who is now at fault? So who is not the problem? Yes, and I think before we just go into that, let's talk about okay, what is even toxic relationship? Maybe we should start from that.
To me, it's to summarize it. To me,
Okay.
a toxic relationship is a relationship that you're not comfortable with. That you are not. Let me just put it that way. You are not comfortable with. The comfortability might be maybe your emotion, your physical being, your emotion being, your mental being. But any relationship you are into, I mean, friendship, marriage, anything that, and you know that it's somehow hurting you, it's draining you, and you are not comfortable with it, means that relationship is toxic.
Absolutely.
That's wow, that's amazing. Okay, let me hear from you, sir.
Well, I think when we talk about a toxic relationship, we should be talking about poisonous relationships. And anything that is poisonous means it is something that is killing you either at once or softly. Now most relationship, they kill you, but you are not aware. Some you are aware, some you are not aware. But anything that is toxic to you means that you are dying slowly. You are gradually becoming the shadow of yourself, and yet such relationship, they still feel like you should be happy. You understand?
As in the society thinks you should be happy.
Even the person that is the toxic in your life
Person, yes.
feels that I'm doing so much for you.
Because the person doesn't know that he's hurting, or maybe he doesn't know that
that
he is
is
feeling.
yes.
You know, because a toxic person doesn't know that he or she is harmful.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, so they will know, they will be thinking that, oh, with everything they are doing to you, why
Yeah.
it will make them look as if maybe you are ungrateful.
Absolutely.
Because a toxic,
Absolutely.
I don't think maybe a toxic person will really know that maybe he's hurting the other person. But you know, before we even go to that, there's a definition I have here. It says a toxic behavior refers to any action or pattern of behavior. Note that pattern, sequential, something that somebody has been doing not once, twice, or three times. Pattern of behavior that consistently harm or negatively impacts the emotional well-being of others, often characterized by manipulation, aggression, constant criticism, lack of respect for boundaries, or self-centeredness, causing distress and negativity in those around them. So it could even be from work, from place of work,
Sure.
from a boss to
Yes.
the worker,
Mhm,
from
mhm,
friendship.
mhm,
So toxicity can come from anywhere.
mhm.
And most of the time, people don't know that. Like you said, that people don't even know that they are toxic. So how can someone now know that he or she is toxic? You know, I remember a question. You know, sometimes maybe during a Bible study in our church, and you know, my husband and I were just part of the panel, and he asked a question. He said, "How can one know that he or she is doing something that is wrong? How can one know that one is wrong?" And you know, I answered that question then, and I think that question is something that okay, I've reflected on it and I've thought of it that okay, this thing I've experienced it. And I said one of the ways I think one can know that one is doing something wrong is self-reflection. Self-reflection. How often do you ask yourself a question? How often do you check yourself, as in check and balance on okay, am I doing the right thing? Or what are the things people are complaining about? You know, they say when you hear something from one person, two person, three person,
Yes.
and you don't really look at it that could this be true for real? You understand? So self-reflection is one of the ways to understand it, because what you don't know, there's no way you can work on it. What you don't know, it will keep hurting other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But my question is this: how do you carry out self-reflection?
Yeah, well, before I ask you, for me, like what I said to answer that question, I said when one, two, or three are out telling you the same thing, then you sit back. What can I do on this thing? Like me, let me just say my hope, because you know, I don't hide it, and you know, people that are close to me will know it. I remember when I was going to get married, my mom told my husband, I said, Bumi man binu. She said, you know, like that. Bumi man binu. Let me tell you that Bumi used to get angry. And to me, in all honesty, I was the most peaceful person. I was the most calm girl, you know, just going my way, and they're like, you feel well, but don't come my way. But you know, I know that if you come my way, if you step that boundary, I'll give it to you. But I never saw myself that I get angry. But you know, she said that thing, and in fact, I was being immediately. I didn't talk to her. I was going for like a while. You know, until that came to solve. Like you used to say, going. So So when I now got married and I saw that okay, this anger, I get angry for some things, and I wouldn't see that as if I'm getting angry. I'll see that as if I can't tolerate this thing. My temper is very, very short for some things. There are some things I can't just control. Like me, I don't like you to treat me less. I hate that with passion. If you make me feel unwanted, you make me feel like I'm not important in your life, or you make my effort feel like it's not needed and I'm just trying, just doing something, or when I'm misunderstood. So these are, I have reasons for my anger.
Everybody has
But as I learned more about this, I was like, okay, is that the best? My reaction, the way I respond to this thing, is that the best way I could have responded to it? And I began to work on, okay, how best can I respond to issues that triggers me? I try to find the triggers. What are the triggers? Okay, what would be the best way for me? And I think one of the best way that helped me is number one, I try to set healthy boundaries for some things that easily affect me, that can trigger me. It might not mean that maybe I don't want to talk to you, I just try to create space as a healthy space till that thing just naturally dissolve. Or I try to create discussion, communication. But at times too, communication might even
Sure,
it might
it
even
was
go
in it.
wrong, it might go wrong. So I try to just set that boundary sometimes. So if I see that okay, there's a better way for me to communicate this thing, I communicate it. Then I think there are some other things I do. I think I register for some courses on anger management, that okay. Because when you know that yes, I really want to do things better. I think God will help you to make some amendments. So for me, that is how I'm able to identify that. So I don't know, maybe Pastor has something to say on how to identify to know that you are toxic, or you have some behavioral pattern that you need to work on that is affecting people, because that's the major thing that is becoming toxic to other people.
Well, I would like to start by saying that before we go deep into the how toxic the relationship is, we need to define the kind of relationship.
Okay.
Because at times when you cross the motive of a relationship, it becomes toxic. For example, someone that is meant to be just an acquaintance, when you bring that person so deep into your personal life, the person becomes toxic in your relationship. Now there are different people and different boundaries that must be set, healthy boundaries. And when these boundaries are not set, you can't avoid the person being toxic to you. As good as soap is, if you use soap just to bathe, you are fine. But the moment you pick soap and you decide to use it for maybe flakes, cassava flakes or something, it becomes toxic to you. Now, the soap itself is not bad. The use is what becomes toxic. So when you move with people and you don't understand what they represent in your life, you can't avoid that poisonous venom from them, because they have been misrepresented in your life. So the only thing is, every time you have dislocation, expect pain. So when the person that ought to be in the right location in your life is not in the right location, and the person that doesn't fit in is occupying that location, then get ready, because it will be very, very painful. And this is what a lot of people go through. We have different kind of relationship. Don't forget, we have romantic relationship, we have family pattern relationship, we have boss, we even have church relationship. Now, most of the time we mix them up. We mix all relationships up. That people that shouldn't be involved in your romantic relationship, you bring them in, and at the end you cry, they broke my heart. The person that shouldn't be involved in your family relationship, when you bring them in, is going to become a toxic in the relationship, in the family. So the person will be saying things he ought not to say. You understand? I don't know, maybe you've ever moved whereby the Yorubas have an adage. They will say that only one person gives birth, but it's everybody that trains the child. But that's technically wrong. Because when you invite someone to come and train your child, someone that is not trained, the only thing he sees is that you are spoiling this child, you are spoiling this child. He wants to train. Then when he gives birth to his own, He will not allow you to move there. You understand? So most of the time, I think the first start to avoid toxic relationship is to define every relationship. Where does this person fall into in my life? Should I see the fact that okay, there are people that married, but they didn't marry their friend. And now, because they believe that marriage is all about friendship, they are trying to force the friendship. In the first instance, you married based. I heard the pastor, a very popular pastor, I will not mention of his name. He was talking about how his first marriage, uh, I mean, how he crashed. And he made mention that they were business partners. Now, the reality on ground is that a lot of people, because they believe that okay, we are doing things together, they drag people into a relationship that they shouldn't be, keep people where they belong, and it will reduce the poisons and the toxics you are having in most of your relationship.
I think that one, it reminded me of something that somebody said, that the fact that somebody is a best partner, maybe a business partner for you, does not qualify the person
Is
to
to
be
be the best in another
You
area of
understand?
Sure.
your
In
life.
another area of your life, you understand? You know,
Yeah.
when you are looking at it, the person might be a good financial manager, but it might not have the quality to maintain a romantic
The,
relationship.
the reality is that everybody has a level of toxic in them.
But we don't know that. We don't see it.
Everybody has it. It's
But we
now
don't
it
accept.
is the environment that amplifies it.
Okay.
When you find yourself in an environment where everybody smokes, they drink, and you keep trying to tell them, they feel that they won't be comfortable with you.
Sure.
You understand? So you'll be feeling like what they are doing, you are not appreciating, but they're also feeling that, oh, who brought this person here? So your environment has a lot to do. Where you find yourself has a lot to do with how toxic you could become in that environment. But everybody has a measure. For example, if you find yourself, if you are someone who is very clean, and you find yourself in among people who are very dirty, you will easily be irritated, right? They will also feel like, what is wrong with this one? Why is she behaving like someone that doesn't visit the toilet or something? So that is the mindset, but you must create your own niche.
Thank you very much. You also want to say to her to that. I want to talk about types of toxic people, because this week, we're talking about how can I know that I'm toxic. Because maybe we'll talk about it, but let me just quickly. I have something here. It says number one, 6 types of toxic people. The energy drainer. So listen, let us all listen, so that because we are doing self-reflection. These people, they make people feel tense. They put you down for no reason. They can't be happy for each other's good fortune. But you know, there's some people like that when somebody is happy, when somebody is successful, they don't feel bad naturally.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Your success becomes a threat to them. Yeah, there are people like that. Naturally, even them themselves, if you ask them, they might not be able to explain why they are.
Is that not witchcraft? Or what do you see? What can you say about that kind of?
That most of the time comes from a competitive spirit. When someone around you gets into competition with you, even when not necessary, you have to be very careful, because your success becomes a threat. I don't know, maybe you've ever bought something and somebody looks at you and tells you it doesn't fit you.
But do you know that this kind of behavior starts from childhood?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They will feel
Yes.
jealous. Oh, what kind? Even between siblings, too, as they feel jealous of themselves. Like,
that's the root of it.
Mm.
That's the root of it. People always, it's also covetousness though. People always feeling that what you have, you're not qualified for it. I am more qualified than you, so why are you having it when I've not gotten it?
Okay, if you have that feeling, if you have that mindset, please, you have likelihood. I'm not saying you are toxic, but you have likelihood to be a toxic person.
Very toxic person.
Very energy drainer.
Yes.
You are not happy for people's success. You always feel bad. But we're trying to just help ourselves to see how we can become better. This one says fake complimenter. They give you fake compliments, lacked empathy, put you in uncomfortable position. This lack of empathy is even important. That you
Yeah.
don't feel for people when
Yeah,
people
they
are going
just
through.
talk you down.
Yeah, people are going through challenges. They don't be like, what is you? Especially when that person is even successful. Anyone that is not as successful as them, they feel like you don't know how to do it. They lack empathy. They don't have feelings for what you're going through.
So people like that, they count them as toxic.
Yes, because
That
they
are-
are fake compliments, or they give you fake compliments. It's not really from the dead. They don't really, not really from the dead.
Okay, even that means most people that congratulate you on a particular success or something that doesn't come from their mind,
toxic.
they are toxic to
Yeah,
you.
they are toxic.
So when you identify that, you need to set
Yeah, as a
boundaries.
person, even if that person, though we're talking about people even knowing that themselves, that this is how I feel about people. I'm just saying that. Why are you so beautiful?
But with people,
you know,
but
let's
with people
tell-
be able to like, I think like this about people.
they know people that think about that. What do you feel? People that think
Yeah, when we
that
talk
give people
about
fake compliments.
when we talk about fake compliments, we are to compliment each other.
Genuinely.
So I believe that when we talk about fake compliment, we are looking at someone who pretends to be there but not there.
Not there.
You know, there are times that when you really think you have people, there is what they say in Yoruba language, "Majulo muwenye" kind of people. They make you believe that you can trust me, you can lean on me, but they are not matching up.
Or perhaps they are just in your life because of what they want to get from you.
Now, everybody in any relationship has one thing to get
get.
off
Yes,
to you.
it's like a mutual benefit.
Yeah, but in this kind of situation, they make you trust that they are with you, but they are off. So they are not complementing your purpose.
And could it be intentional? Or
Yeah.
it just they just see
Yeah.
themselves, they just see it happen like that.
Some people are very deceptive,
Mm.
very deceptive in nature. They make you relax, thinking you have someone. It is in days of crisis you know you are alone.
Wow. Well, I believe this is expository enough for us to even know how to do things better.
Sure.
Another one is a pessimist. The pessimist. They never see anything good in people. Their own negativity. Nothing can work. This will say they talk down to you to make themselves feel better. They only care about themselves. Tries to talk you out of your dreams.
Well, I think that is deep because I've been privileged to work
So
with a
to
lot
work with people like
of
that.
at least. But one thing about most pessimists is that they end up doing nothing. The one you want to do, they make you
They discourage you.
not to have confidence in doing it. I think faith comes by what you hearing. You understand? So most of the time, a lot of people that are suicidal is because of the people that have told them they can't achieve anything. And what you hear has a way of either killing you or making you. So most pessimists, they give it a good name that they are criticizing, they are not pessimistic. But one thing I usually tell people is that don't hang around people that criticize you without giving you an alternative solution. If I tell you, I want to build this, and I say, you don't build it, it's not good, then what should I do? You should be able to give me offer solution. If you can't offer solution, then let me keep trying. You understand? So that's just my take about the pessimist.
Even parents too need to be they need to be careful in this, because we see some parents are top down about their children.
Absolutely.
Understand, and they will believe that I'm not on it. I'm just trying to you understand guide. But the way they talk, like what you said, sir, the way they talk, it means that they are toxic in their children's life.
Yeah.
So they should be careful.
Yeah, and when the parent doesn't see anything good coming out of a child, and you are comparing children, you are having favoritism. You prefer one child to the other. I've seen so many children, so many young children talk to me like their parents. They don't appreciate them. They don't do this and that. But I was once in this kind of shoe because I don't know how to really. I was trying to compare At the subconscious, there are ways parents can do the subconscious,
Yes,
but if you don't
yes.
get it right and you don't know
Yes.
how harmful this is to your child, you might lose that child.
Absolutely.
And that child might just go out.
Yeah.
Is that child go and commit suicide or thinking of suicide or be thinking, okay, I'm not accepted, then let me go out to speak out because the world is large enough to accept
To
them.
accept them.
Yeah, so pessimist as a parent, you could be a pessimist to your child, as a partner, you could be a pessimist to your spouse. If you
Yes.
can't see anything good out of that partner or out of that person, and you talk them down,
Oh,
you care
yeah.
about yourself more than them. You understand? And you don't appreciate their dream. Then this one say the criticizer, they don't support your decision. They criticize every move you make. They makes you feel like you can't do anything right. Like in this one, they are
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, brother and sister, yeah, family.
manipulator. Then they try to control everything. They pretend to like you. And other people, they want to make every decision for themselves and others. These are control freak.
Yeah, the manipulator is what we have most in
But
our generation.
But they don't know that they manipulate.
Because, I was saying something sometimes while I was preaching. I said that when anybody is asking you information, don't think the information is just between both of you. There is somewhere the information will be used. Either it will be used for you or against you. Now, most times we have people that will show you that they care. How are
want
you?
to know everything
How is
about
everything?
you.
How much did your husband give you? Yeah, how are you coping? But they are not telling you that all the information they are gathering, they are sizing you up. And once they are done sizing you up, they are looking for what they can get from you. So most of the time, we have people who portray that they have interest in you. And naturally, when people show you interest, that I'm interested in you, there's a tendency that you want to open up to them.
Sure.
But at the end, they are trying to get information to know how to manipulate you. Now there are people who are control freak, no doubt about that.
Yes.
That one is, you can still cope with that.
Yes.
But manipulators are people who search for your weakness, use it to emotionally blackmail you and get what they want. So it's not about you, it's about them.
Wow. This is deep and it's going to take us to another level. The last one said victim. Like this one manipulator, they are sleepless. They try to control everything. They pretend to like you and other people. They want to make every decision for themselves. I think they play the victim.
Yeah,
They manipulate you and they still play the victim as if they are the one that they are hurting.
Yeah.
But I think there are a lot of things, there are a lot of toxicity in people that we really need to understand. And I think before we just wrap it up, the foundation, where does it even come from? Is it from where does, because now fine, we have understood that okay, I could be toxic. Oh, I have this behavior. Oh, I think I do this, or maybe people tells me that I do this. Then I am toxic to people because when you are exhibiting all these things towards people or towards someone else, then you are causing them emotional. You are draining them emotionally. So now, where is the source of this? Where did it start from? So maybe if we talk briefly of that, then maybe in our next episode we talk about okay, what can we do? How can we handle it? Because we can't say we now run away from people, we can't run away from ourselves, and we can't say that okay, the victim should now endure the toxicity as it should continue because emotional sickness is even more harmful than physical sickness as it kills faster. So how can we the source of this toxicity in people, where does it start from?
To me, I believe it's not from a source.
Yeah.
It's not from one source. Some people it's about the way they are being brought up.
Feel like they are growing up.
Yes, they are growing up. Their environment. Some people is about their experience, what they passed through, what they've gone through.
Maybe a trauma.
Sort of. And some people like what Pastor said that some people it's natural. I think it's natural. Some people are natural as it's their personality. But right now that we're talking about it, maybe people can now reflect back and like, okay, because from these 6 things you mentioned, 6 types you mentioned, I would say 90% of everyone living would pick one.
Yeah.
Except if you don't want to be sincere with yourself. You pick one and you'll be like, well, I never met it that way. But right now, if you are portraying any one of this, that means you are a toxic to the environment or to someone or to your relationship. So I believe it's, to me, there are different sources. One, growing up, two, your personality. Then another one, maybe your experience, what you've gone through in life and all that. And third one, like what you said, that for your selfish interest. Yes, for your selfish interest. But I believe that maybe they just even me, I do wonder, did you just develop such character?
Maybe as a pastor, maybe you should ask pastor that can demon influence it, like someone that did that they can give a good upbringing, have good environment, and just
you have
suddenly,
such character.
is it possible to just develop that kind of character?
All right, I would like to say this, that you see, on the judgment day, devil is going to accuse many people that have accused him, because there are a lot of things we attribute to devil, and devil is even innocent. Most of the time, we generate this behavioral pattern by virtue of our low self-esteem. There are a lot of us, we want to feel among. We are easily, when someone flies something, before you know what's going on, the prayer point changes. Most of the time, we allow what we don't have to influence our relationship with people. We've gradually come, when I say what we don't have, I'm not even talking about material things alone. There are times that some people just feel like, I love the way this person talk. I wish I can talk like that. And before you know what's going on, a lot of people believe that until they bring you down before they can shine. And that's low self-esteem. But when we're talking about toxic relationship right now, most of the time it comes from selfish motives. How you feel is what controls your environment. You are toxic. That means if you feel happy, everybody should be happy. Then when you feel you are not happy, everybody should be sad. I don't know, maybe you've been through, have a friend that is going through something, is fighting someone, and because he's fighting the person, he expected you to be fighting the person. So mistakenly, you now decide to go and laugh with the person, and the person go, I thought you are my friend.
But the enemy of my enemy should be my head. You shouldn't that cause
That statement is not correct.
You know that, no, wait, let's be practical to this.
Yeah.
Okay? Fine, you know that somebody does not like you, and the person has tried to do a lot of things against to pull you down. And you now see someone that you think is your friend. The person is now collaborating with someone that has been trying to pull you down.
It's not collaboration.
It is what do you call that?
No, that person being a friend to that person doesn't mean that the person is against you.
Influence that your own friend against you.
I don't know. No. No, it might not be.
Wait, do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand, but this is it. If in the first instance, if you call the person a friend, it should be trustworthy.
That's your own friend?
Yes.
Okay.
Hear me. I understand what you're saying, that your friend shouldn't be comfortable with your enemies. No doubt about that. But the fact that I have misunderstanding with you,
yes,
you understand? You know, you have some friends you can't tell the truth, but they are still your friend. And you know that the fight your friend is fighting this person is on the wrong course.
Will I join you?
So I will not join you.
Can't drag me into that.
You understand? You fight your fight.
If you are the one that is right and that person is wrong, that your enemy is wrong.
That's another scenario in the sense that
having a relationship with that person doesn't mean that I'm against you.
And moreover, maybe I've built a relationship with that person before your fight. Maybe the three of us were friends before, and suddenly you developed fights. So me too, I should develop fight with the person. You understand? There are some balances.
Okay, well, I stand on my point on that. The enemy of my enemy can be my enemy, and the friend of my enemy. I might not be comfortable with somebody that is very comfortable with someone trying to pull me.
Are we sure you are not the victim? You are not the one on the wrong path, and you are not seeing it that you were the one that is wrong.
That they are right.
That is the thing. So why do you want to drag me into that?
I'm not dragging you. I'm just trying to set my boundary that okay, I can't tell you because I might be telling you some things now that is private to me. How will I be sure that you are not going to be saying it to someone that is
If that person is your friend, if that person is your friend, you won't extend it to.
Will I be sure that the person has not influenced the one I thought is my friend?
The thing is, the issue is coming from you.
It's not from me.
It is from you because I believe that a fight shouldn't linger that much that you will still be looking for more people to support you.
Well, that is I accept that.
So if there is a fight, let us face it and settle it. Then you bring in more supporters.
Don't allow your anger to even last.
That is what the Bible says.
But at the same time, I think there's room for one to be careful with someone you call a friend, and is also in support or in agreement with.
Yeah, but there will be a trait.
Let me cite something. See, I think we should define classes of enemy and enmity.
And classes of friends too.
Now, when we are talking about enmity here, we are not talking about war, person you are at war with. We are talking about your friend, or you know, husband and wife can fight.
Misunderstanding
is a different class.
What class are you talking about?
So maybe the extreme class, maybe the class of enmity, someone that really wants your downfall, someone that wants to pull you down, and maybe the person has the opportunity to kill you. The person can do
and
it.
your friend is aware of that.
And is aware. You understand?
And your friend that is aware,
closest friend, is now in collaboration with someone trying
that
to.
collaboration.
You understand what I'm saying?
The person has never been your
friend.
Saying that you have to be careful because there's no way there will be someone that will still, maybe in a circle of people, maybe a circle of relationship that you are in relationship with, and is maybe behind you, still trying to have something to do with.
This is my definition of friendship. Okay, a friend stays closer than a brother. So the fact that we are all friends, you and her, you are having a misunderstanding. I should be looking for how to settle both of you.
That's what I
for the friend.
Yes.
For the friendship now.
For the third, the neutral friend.
Yes.
But when we are talking about enemy, your enemy is my enemy in the first instance. Because before we become friends, there is something that brought us together. We speak and we understand our language. You understand? So I wouldn't expect to be a friend to your enemy if there had not been friendship between all of us before. Now, you understand that when there is misunderstanding, everybody begins to sing in Proverbs. You understand? But the fact that there is a misunderstanding doesn't now mean I will take part and I'll now take side. That's not making me a good friend. No, that's making me someone that is steering
a betrayer.
It's making me to steer more conflict. You understand? It's just like it's still a toxic behavior we are talking about. That's we are friends before. Now I have misunderstanding with you. So I will now win you to my side so that we will now face. It's toxic. It's a toxic behavior.
It is.
Anyway, maybe we should not use the word friend for that person.
Okay.
Maybe we should not use that word friend. That a friend to me is a friend to mine. Maybe the person is not your friend, right? Should we agree to that?
Come again, let me get it.
You call your friend that is now in collaboration with
betrayer.
Is maybe a betrayer, because person cannot stand in the category of a friend to you again.
That's what I'm saying. Are you talking about enemy, or we are talking about
classes of enemy?
Yes.
So let's take it to
because no, the reason why I'm asking, you are making a good point. Very deep.
Yes.
I personally, I will not be comfortable to see you in the company of people that wants to kill me.
Sure.
You understand?
Yes.
That's a class of enemy that is seeking after my life. But when we're not also talking about enmity springing up, friends could be fighting.
Sure.
You understand? We are still friends, but we are fighting. We don't want to even say ourselves. We are angry. Maybe I felt you betrayed me. Now, because we are now fighting, I will now decamp from or unfriend one of us and refriend one, so that we will now team up against one. I still see that as
toxic.
Yeah, very toxic.
Okay, so we don't just go out of the topic because of the time. Now we're talking about where this stems from, and I think before we wrap it up, we'll talk about the foundation of all this. And you made some good point about maybe growing up of that person, then personality. And I think we should really talk more about, maybe in the next edition, talk about maybe parenting as a role in raising up children that have likelihood of becoming toxic.
Yes.
I think it's very, very important because I think all this stems from the foundation, because we've seen people talking about parents comparing children and trying to prefer a child against them. And when you see a child that is already being manipulated, you know there are some children that they are manipulated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They always try to be in control.
Yes.
Even the one that are younger will be the one controlling the older
Older,
one. So
yes.
so these are the things these are where it stems from. And we as a parent, if we ignore all these things, I think we are not really helping building more saner environments right from childhood. I think
Absolutely.
parents should be able to do more. Next week, we're going to talk about more about this narcissist relationship manipulator and how to undo it. Because I think there are three questions I think people should be able to ask in this self-reflection. Is it about, okay, am I really toxic? Which is what we've talked about. Okay,
Yeah.
signs and things you should look out for. Then is my behavior affecting people around me? Are people complaining? Are they being drained? As is it about just the person I'm close to, or are there other people that are complaining about some things I'm doing? Then the third one is what can I do to help myself? Which is
Absolutely.
the most important. Once we're able to identify this, I think one is on the way to healing and becoming better. All right, I think this is where we're going to wrap it up on just a chat with Melody. This weekend, I believe you've learned something about toxic relationship, knowing whether you are toxic or you are not toxic, because everybody wants to point accusing finger at ourselves that, oh, you're a bad person, you're a bad person. We're looking inward at ourselves that, am I really bad too? Am I really causing this person hurt or pain? So once we are being able to be sincere and humbly, like you said earlier, that it takes a level of humility to be able to know that yes, I'm actually wrong. I think that is the way to you getting to know that okay, you need to work on yourself. Thank you, emoji. Thank you, Pastor Nixon.
You're welcome.
Final words, anything maybe for our followers, our viewers?
Well, my final word will be, by all means, try and always review what you do per day before you go to bed. Sit down, ask questions. Where did I miss it? Where did I get it better? What can I do to improve on myself? Self-reflection is very important, because without it, you can be sincerely wrong. You are sincere, but you are wrong. And when you are sincerely wrong, most of the time, it will be hard for anyone to correct you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, emoji, the final word.
We need to be humble. If you are humble, that's when you would know, okay, this is the right thing for me to do. Like what is said, that we need to reflect ourselves, as in we do reflection, daily reflection. Because if you are not humble, you are like, all what I have done today, I think I've done my best, and I think I've done it right. But when that humility is there, you will be able to like pinpoint one or two wrongs of what you have done that day.
Thank you very much. All right, so our viewers, if you have any contribution or comment, please do well to drop it in the comment box. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Subscribe and let's hear your own view about toxicity too. Are you toxic? That's what I'm trying to ask yourself. Am I toxic? Everybody, are you toxic? Pastor Nixon, are you toxic? All right, so we'll call your way again next week. See the well and say, have an amazing weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.